Welcome to the Company Value Investor channel. In today's video, we are going to analyze, let's try the Panera Bread Company. Okay, so the first thing I see in 2016 is Panera Bread Company. The current price is $314.93 per share. The rate needed is 10%. The amount expected to be earned to meet the obligations is 15. The amount made, the company's real earnings, is 86. These are good numbers. And the amount needed for its operations is negative 991. Average investor. The current price is kind of like the FICO score. The rate needed, think of it as the percent that you pay on your credit card interest. The amount expected is the amount you need to make for your payments on a monthly or yearly basis. The real earnings, not the net profit, but the real earnings can be considered the amount you actually made. And the last one, number 4, the amount needed. Consider it or think of it as the amount you need to maintain your current lifestyle. With that being said, let's look at the analysis for the Panera Bread Company in 2016. In 2016, they had an average stock. The stock is overvalued. However, the company is profitable. Why is the stock average? Because, well, first of all, the earnings per share is 6.6. They had a high price to book ratio of 25. However, their retained earnings were close to 100%, so that's good. That's why it's not a very strong stock, but it is average. Why is the stock overvalued? Well, it's currently at $314.93. However, based on the information that I took from the financial statements for the last 4 years, regarding this price in 2016, the price should be close to $250. So it's overvalued. However, it is a profitable company. Why is it profitable? Because they've made real earnings, and they've made more than enough to meet all their obligations. So let's take 2015 and see how they did. We're going to analyze at least 4 years. 2015, average stock, overvalued, and profitable. 2014, average stock, undervalued, and profitable. 2013, average stock, undervalued, and profitable. So the last few years they've done pretty good. The problem with the analysis is that for the last 4 years they've had 2 out of the last 4 years have been negative cash flows. 2016 was negative and 2013 was negative. 2015 and 2014 were positive cash flows. The problem I have with that is that when they've had negative cash flows in 2016 and 2013, they have been the numbers have been very, very big, meaning very negative, very large negative cash flows. When they've had positive cash flows in 2015 and 2014, the amount has been small. That's the issue that I have, is when they've had positive cash flows, the cash flows have been small. When they've had negative, they've been very large numbers. So the Panera Bread Company is expected to attain a 10% on their investments. For the last 4 years, they've spent a lot of money investing. They've made a lot of money on operations, but every year for the last 4 years, about half of the money that they've spent has been on investing. And in 2016, they basically spent a lot of their money in financing activities. Although they made money from operations, they spent almost the entire amount on financing activities. That's why they had a negative cash flows in 2016. Now, they're expected to attain a 10% return on their investments, the owners and creditors, right? The reality is Panera has traditionally they've for the most part they've given about a 7 to 8% return on their investment. In 2016 they had almost a 7% return, which is pretty close. However, the fact that the price is $314, it's kind of it doesn't make sense. So let's do this. Let's put it to the $10,000 rule. If I invest $10,000 in Panera Bread Company today, that'll give me 32 shares. At the end of the year, I'm going to make $84 based on the fact that they're going to give me about 8% on my return. That's what they've averaged the last few years, about 8%. So if I spent or I invested $10,000, I'm only getting $10,084. That's a less than 1% of my return. I'm looking for a 20% return on my $10,000. So right now, that's not looking very well. Let's try to find the ideal number. Remember, on average, they give us about an 8%. So let's try $5,000. If I invest $5,000, still that's only $21 that would make $5,000. Let's try $1,000. That's only $1. The problem, or not the problem, the question is, would I invest in Panera Bread Company? No. And the reason being is because they will not give me a decent interest on my investment. What do I mean by decent? Well, even if I invest $1,000 today at this price, at $314, a year from now, even if they gave me 8% of my return, that's not going to cut it. Because basically on $1,000 a year from now, the price is going to go down. It has to go down because they're not going to be able to meet the rate of return that's required. They've put a lot of money into their financing and investing activities. So if the price, now this could be a good company, maybe in 6 months to a year, when the price goes down. And if it goes down, we'll do the analysis again and we'll be able to gain a better understanding. But as of now, the question is, would I invest in Panera Bread Company? No, I wouldn't, because one is their cash flows. When they're negative, they're too big, meaning too large. When they're positive, they're very small, very minimal. They won't be able to attain the 10%. They'll give me a good 6 or 7% on my return. However, the price of the stock is too expensive. It's overvalued. If the price was $250, then it would be different. It would be a profitable investment. You would be able to get your 6 or 8%, but because the price is too high, you're not going to get a decent percentage. If anything, you're going to lose money based on my analysis. So again, I would not invest in this company for the reasons stated. That is it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to post them or send me an email. As always, keep investing.